guys, this is Blake with the Three Hand Hunter channel, and thanks for joining me today. This is probably one of the Grail watches for those of you that are the EcoDrive Citizen Tough collectors out there. This is the Citizen EcoDrive Tough Ray Mears series Yellowstone National Park watch. It is a really cool watch. Some of you might remember I did a review of a Citizen Promaster Tough, and I called that the best and, you know, probably the coolest grab and go watch. Well, for those of you that love grab and go watches and you love these Citizen EcoDrive watches, this is somewhat of a Grail watch for those collectors. And it is a pretty cool watch. I have to say, I was hunting for these Citizen EcoDrive Toughs, the Ray Mears series, for quite some time. And, you know, when I came across the Yellowstone one, I realized really quick that this was a Grail watch for many, many collectors. And I wanted to be able to show this one to you specifically. Now, there are so many Citizen EcoDrive Tough Ray Mears watches, but let me really quick say that if you like to see videos of not watches that you may not see on other YouTube channels, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up if you like the content. I do appreciate it. It's helping me grow the channel and take you through my my watch enthusiasm journey as I hunt for specific watches in the markets and get to show them to you. So if you really like what you see here, subscribe. I'd appreciate it. All right. So this is better known as this series is better known as the Ray Mears series. And Ray Mears was not somebody that I watched personally on TV, but I know a lot of people did. You know, he was an explorer and always had a Citizen Tough EcoDrive watch. Why? Because they're tough watches and they are built really well. They have great water resistance, great knurling on the crowns, easy to manipulate, easy to see, easy to read, and they just last. And this watch, believe it or not, these watches were first launched back in the late 90s, I believe 1999. And this watch, being over 20 years old or around 20 years old, has, you know, withstood the test of time. And if you look at the condition of this watch, this is a very, very nice condition EcoDrive. You'll see a lot of these that are beat up. The bezel's scratched and, you know, the sides are scratched, but this one's got a few little scuffs here and there, but it holds up really well, and it still has the EcoDrive powering the watch. This is a titanium case. It's extremely light. It feels like a feather on your wrist, especially when you match it up with a corduroy strap, or a you know, a nylon strap, which I'm gonna put a couple of straps on this watch a little bit later, so make sure you don't go anywhere. But before I do that, I want to talk about there's a website. It's called thespringbar.com, and I'm going to show you that site really quick, because if you go to the specific page that shows the different, you know, EcoDrive watches, there are so many watches to look at and so many different ones to choose from. You know, there's a couple really great collaborations. There's a Mount Cook Aoraki commemorative watch. There's the Royal Navy, which I think are really cool. I'd love to get my hands on a Royal Navy one. They have them in PVD, they have GMT models, and you'll notice that the GMT models actually look very similar to the EcoDrive GMTs that are out currently in the year of 2022. And a lot of actually YouTubers have picked up some of those that have the rotating bezel with all the cities around that bezel. Then you start getting into, you know, just some of the basic ones, and then the Yellowstone National Park collaboration. Sorry, excuse my language. But if you take a look at this one in particular, you'll notice some of the things that stand out is that beautiful yellow second counter. How cool is that? You'll notice that the whole dial, if you reflect it in the sun, it actually is, and you reflect it in the lights, you see that is the actual EcoDrive solar panel, is the dial itself. Now, what differentiates this particular watch with some of the other versions, and this would be one of the later versions, You'll notice right here, and let me grab my tool really quick, and I'm just going to point out without touching this sapphire crystal, is you'll see the Promaster symbol. It's down at the 6 o'clock. The earlier models, from what I understand, based on what the Spring Bar website tells us, is that those Promaster symbols were up at 12 o'clock. So the later models, they moved that Promaster symbol. Also, you'll notice that the Yellowstone National Park in this particular model that I have, the writing that says Yellowstone National Park down below at 6, it seems to be in white, but the earlier versions were all yellow, and maybe it could have been faded out over time as well, considering this watch is, you could call it neo vintage. Also, the other thing you have to keep in mind is a lot of these Promaster watches, these tough watches, they come in a 34 millimeter size. This is the more modern size, and I'm going to show you on calipers. This watch is a 39 millimeter, basically 40, and you know, with the crown it's going to be like 42, 43. Okay, and that's a big knurling on the crown. You can see it right there. It's huge, and it's easy to grip and so easy to manipulate. But you have a 39 millimeter case. You have 20 millimeter lug widths. You can see 20 millimeter. And the lug to lug of this watch is an easy 44.5, 45 millimeters. It wears like a dream. If you want a watch that just disappears on your wrist, this would be the watch to look for. Because if you recall the other grab and go watch, the lug to lug distance is over 50 millimeters. So it was 50 millimeters or 51 millimeters based on my recollection. And that one, you have to have a little bit bigger wrist to wear it. But for this Ray Mears version or this Citizen Tough, these models that are now discontinued, long discontinued by the way, they wear so easy. And this is, like I said, it's a titanium. This is a bead blasted. You can see a bead blasted case. What a beautiful case back. Now, if you guys are fans of Yellowstone National Park or Yellowstone the show, which one of my guilty pleasures would be the show, is it's a really, hey, I like Kevin Costner. He's a great actor. He's been around my whole adulthood. I love that guy. Anyway, this is a highly sought after watch. Now you'll notice that I have it on a Barton strap. Finding these with the original titanium bracelets, if you bought the one with the titanium, or the nylon strap that actually has, you know, where you can etch in your blood type, those are getting harder to find because they've been beat up over so many years. It's hard finding those that are in decent condition. But the Barton strap, as you can see, looks extremely nice on this watch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this watch on my wrist. Right now I have a Citizen, also another Citizen, but this is the NY0040, and this is the you know, classic vintage automatic diver. This one actually has hand wind and hacking abilities, which I will definitely be showing you sometime in the near future, because it is such a great watch. Probably the best automatic diver. It's not a micro brand on the market, the most inexpensive with pedigree. But you can see on my wrist, on my 7¼ inch wrist, look at how easy this watch wears. And like I said, it is so light. I believe it's less than 50 grams. I don't have my scale with me at the very moment, but I will grab it here when I switch out the straps for you, and I'll show you just how lightweight it is. But as you can see, it wears like it's nothing on the wrist. It just disappears. And for those of you that like that, especially in a grab and go watch, when you're just running to the store, you're taking off into the woods, you're going on a hike, that's why these watches were so incredibly popular. And that's why so many people are hunting for these. And if you're a collector and you're a completionist and you're trying to find the entire collection of Pro Diver the Citizen Tough Ray Mears edition watches, they're getting increasingly hard to find because they are so comfortable on the wrist and they last. This watch is over 20 years old, or about 20 years old. And I'm not sure when the battery needs to be replaced, but you can always send them into the citizen service centers and they can do that. So we're gonna go ahead and switch out this, this band, and I'm gonna show you it on a couple of other straps, and I'm also gonna grab the scale. And here's the Citizen Eco Drive Ray Mears Yellowstone Park Edition on a Vario strap. Now, if you like the mountaineering look, you like the nylon strap, add a little bit of leather, and some of these, the Zulu diver, rings on them. Look at how cool this looks on the wrist. Now look at that look. What a beautiful look for the Citizen Tough Yellowstone edition. The yellow accents, the shallow rehaut on the underneath the bezel. It's a really very, very comfortable watch. Now, if you take this watch and you take the straps off the watch, I'm going to show you how little this watch weighs. So let's grab our scale and let's put the watch on the scale. 42 grams without a strap. That is a titanium, super titanium case from what I understand, an extremely light watch that when you add it with, let's say, your Barton bands, you're talking about 52 grams on the wrist. Talking about disappearing on your wrist and never having to worry about, you know, what time it is. That's pretty awesome. All right, let's put this on a NATO. Now, as you can see, here's the Yellowstone Ray Mears Tough on this is on the Meritac, or better known as the County Com strap. One of the things I love about these straps is that you can see it's bead blasted. Same with the bead blasted case. If you're a stickler like me of making sure that your hardware matches the case material and at least the look, that's exactly what we have here. It matches perfectly. Now, I'm gonna stop here for a second, and I wanna say that I am not a watch expert. I'm just an enthusiast. For those of you that have experience with the Citizen Promaster Tough watches, the Ray Mears ones, the Tough, jump in the comments below. Let us know how long your batteries have lived. If you own any of these Citizen Tough Ray Mears watches, what's been your experience? Because my experience over the last couple of months with this watch has been amazing, because it is lighter, it wears easier than the current models of the Tough that are out, and I can see why they're so popular with watch enthusiasts, and why they're widely sought after. And a lot of people view this specific one with the Yellowstone watch, or the Yellowstone the collaboration rather watch, as one of their Grail watches. But for me, I would think that the Grail watch ultimately is the Royal Navy, whether it's the PVD version or the GMT version, the Royal Navy one, or the perpetual calendar watch where you never have to set it. That's like, for a lot of people, I would see that's what a Grail watch is for them. But as you can see on my wrist, this watch is so comfortable. It's so cool. It's military-ish. It's very easy to read. It's super legible. The black dial with the white hands, or some of them have blue dial with the white hands, that contrast gives this watch such an easy to read look. And I think those of you that are out searching for one, or searching for them all, you're probably enjoying the heck out of them. So if you guys have made it this far, I want to say thanks for spending your time with me. And I need to introduce myself. My name is Blake. I'm a bit of a watchaholic, and if you've made it this far, I believe you might be one too. So thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you guys in the next video.